Hello my friends, and welcome back for another tutorial. I'm so happy to have you here. Totally enjoying putting these together for you, so I hope you're learning something along the way as well as enjoying yourself. So if you can do me a favor and hit the subscribe button below, that way you can get notified whenever I post something here on my channel. So we've got a 16 by 20 backlit oval waterfall forest painting that was so much fun to paint. So we're going to get rolling here, and I will see you on the other side. All the best painting. Take care. All right, just taking a sponge with gesso here. I fast forwarded the gesso section of this painting so we could get right to it. Hello all my friends, and welcome back. It is nice to see you all again for another tutorial here. As you can see, I have a oval here, and what I've done is taken this oval. It's a 16-inch oval, and I took a sponge like I did with my last couple of backlit paintings, and black gesso, and daubed on these tree shapes. Used a little foam applicator. I'm going to have a waterfall here. So we got a waterfall there, and just foamed in the rest of this stuff. And then once that dried completely, I put on a one thin layer of Gamblin Clear Gel. You can use liquid white, liquid clear if you'd like. I prefer the Gamblin Clear Gel. For me, I like it. So, and sometimes on a white canvas, I'll use this 50-50 with titanium white for a kind of a liquid white version. But again, one thin layer of clear gel here, and we're ready to get going. We're going to drop in some colors in the sky and bring them around. And I'm beyond a waterfall here. I'm not too sure what we're going to do, but we'll build it as we go. So we're going to get started. Okay, we're going to get rolling. To get started, I want to show you just some of the colors I'm going to be starting with here. We've got some phthalo green, some sap green, some cad yellow, some white over here. And right here, I've just got a mixture of phthalo green and some white. And believe it or not, we're going to put that up into the sky with a little bit of white for our light spot. But yeah, I know you're not supposed to have a green sky, but we're going to put one up there today, more of like a hazy mist. So we'll get started. I'm going to grab my brush. All right. So once again, I'm going to be using my Paint with Bram brushes that are pretty darn cool. I've really been liking them. So we're going to go into some of this green and white mixture. Not a lot. Just get both sides of the brush. And I'm even going to tap this out a little bit on my palette, just so I don't have too much paint in there. So we're probably going to have our light spot maybe here. So we're going to kind of start around that. I'm actually going to add a little bit of white to that, lighten it up just a little bit. And just little crisscross strokes, X strokes, however you want to look at it. Okay, and then we're going to leave a little bit of white here. And as we work our way down, I'm going to incorporate a little more of the green, sap green. So I'm going to go over here, brush hair out of there. Okay. Just to get some of this base in. Spin this color around. And as we come down here, I'm going to wipe my brush off. Always have your paper towels handy. Let's get some lighter color off of there. And I'm going to go into a little bit of the straight sap green. So I'm just going to pull a little bit of that out and tap my brush into that. Just pull a little bit of the sap green out from that pile. Okay, and so then we're going to come kind of in and around. I might even use a paper towel on some of this, just to darken that a little bit. Good. Okay, and more sap green down here. And we're going to fill in these holes and such. Wipe a little of this paint off. Come back here and scrub some of this off. I want this to be a little darker, not quite so misty. Here we go. Paper towels are your best friend. Alright, so back into that sap green. That's better. Darken that up. Again, this is just our underpaint. Swirl some of that in. Back with my paper towel. Bring this down a little bit. Just to wipe that off just a little bit. Paper towel can be your best friend. Okay. I'm going to go a little more of that sap green. Spin that in. Okay. Keep going with our sap green. And then I'm also going to go into a little phthalo green, just a little bit of phthalo green. And we're going to plop her here, where the waterfall is, and around it. And then we're going to take that phthalo green down into the water here. which will be water here. And kind of blend it outwards. And going back to some sap green. Just to bring this together here. A little darker. And I'm going to come back with my paper towel and wipe some of this out. Just so we get some of those dots, white spots to show through. A little heavy. There we go. See, it brings it right back. Okay, very good. I'm going to come back. I'm going to grab myself another 1 inch, and I'm going to go into a little bit of this titanium white. Oh, not that brush. All right, I'm going to go in a little bit of this, a little bit of white, and kind of bring it here, and then kind of steer some rays in here, just by grabbing this white. Kind of moving it this way, we can get little sun rays that will kick down. A little more white. More of it in here. There we go. Looks like a little sun poking through there. Good. I'm going to come in here with my little blender brush. Just go up to the top of this sky here and blend these. Blend this out just a little bit. Don't want to touch this light too much. I just want to soften this. There we go. And that gives us just the appearance that the sun is just somewhere up there and trying to poke through the holes there. Very good. At least we hope so. We shall see, right? All right. So let's come up to this waterfall. I think we'll go right there. So we're going to pull out some of this titanium white that we have here. Just load up our brush, both sides. We'll get the water in and then we can build around it. Okay, so let's come up here. Water's going to be popping over here, starting here. So we're going to grab it, come over just a little bit, and down. A little crooked on me. That's good. Good, I like that. Okay. I'm going to come in here with a little bit of phthalo green on my brush, and I'm going to just add a little bit of color there. A little lighter on this side. There we go. I like that. Okay, And then we're going to take the rest of this, and we're just going to stir in some little misty areas. This is back in the, deep in the forest. So just spin in some white paint, a little bit of that phthalo green on it. Like that. And the thing I'm going to do is here, come back on this waterfall. And then you can really soften this up by just coming up against it like this. See that? Softens it up nice. Very good. And then we'll come down here, see if this blender brush does well on this. And we're just going to spin this in. Just little circles. Come over here, same thing. Just blending it out. Oops, a little hair in there. Just knock this down like that. Okay, and then you could even come in here and add a little more. So I can come in, layer that a little bit. So come in with a little more white. Just use this blender brush. Okay, and then come below where your top end is, maybe here, and then you can spin in another little layer. Maybe that comes out like that. Now we have a couple layers of mist floating out of there. And we're just spinning it around. A little more here. Maybe that even goes out like that. All right. Okay. And then you want to step back. Always take a step back. All right, I like. I do want to come up. So I stand back and look at it. Grab a shop towel. I still don't like this here. It's a little bit too bright. I'm going to rub some of this off. There we go. That way the brightness isn't going quite as far back and it exposes. Okay, I think that's better. I like that. I might do the same on this side. Just on this side here. And around the rays. There we go. Very good. Bring this down. And we'll just spill right there. Spills of water. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to some white, a little bit of green, and we're just going to highlight over this a little bit. And that way these little things underneath the water will look, hopefully, like little rocks in the bottom. Wipe my fan brush off a little bit and then come back. Just soften these up. really soften those up. Okay. Now it looks kind of like we got some stones and stuff at the bottom there. Let's fix this up a wee bit. So this water's coming out of this waterfall. Coming that way. Coming this way. Little splashies. We want to cover these areas up that we want to leave them like that. I'm going to grab this blender. And my little Paint with Brand blender. I dig this little brush. Just going to soften this a little bit right here. There we are. I'm even going to go back. I'm going to get a little more of this white. And just kind of swirl it right in here. I want to go touch that. There we go. All right, and we'll also come back with this little blender, and I'm going to soften these waterfalls up a little bit. Just like that. Good. All right, very nice. All right, I'm going to come back with my fan brush and a little white just to bring these out just a little bit. Might be a little too much green on there. Gently. We'll leave some of the action. We don't want to make it like this one. We're going to leave a little bit of these spots here. Good. I'm going to take a little bit of this one out. Some of this dark. Okay, that's better. And then I want to show a little bit of light right here. So I'm going to reload with a little white on my fan brush. And we're going to highlight this a little bit. There we are. Just a little bit. Just to show a little bit of light. There it is, a little better. I like that better. Even bring this up a wee bit. There, that's better. Good. Come back with my little blender, just ever so gently. Barely touching. There we go. All right. Okay, now we're going to take a little bit of, I put some black, ivory black, Gamblin, on my palette. And we're going to take a little bit of this black and a little bit of sap green. We'll just mix those two together. And we're going to make a base for some rocks. We're going to have some rocks and some foliage going over that sides of that waterfall. Pick up a little more green and just pull it through. Pick it up, turn it over a couple times. But we definitely want to have a little green tint to it. I'm going to put a little more sap green in there. A little more sap green. Okay. So now I'm going to grab, I think I'm going to use this angled shader, and I'm going to go into this dark mix here. Just get a little on here, and we're going to outline some rocks, maybe on this side here. So this comes here like this. You got to wiggle and jiggle that thing. Like this. It comes off. We're going to want this too. Let's bring it down. I think it's going to get covered in the front here a little bit, so I'm not going to sweat it too much. It comes off. Something like that. Vary the shape a little bit. Okay. Get a little more paint. And we'll come to this side. Maybe that goes down like that. And it pops out. Maybe that comes straight down here. And kind of blend that in. Come in front of the waterfall and bring that down. A little more color down here. Right about to there. Good. Give us a little basic outline for our rocks. Now I will do a la Kevin Hill, and I'm going to put some paper towels, shop towels I should say, to soak up some of this so it's easier to highlight. So I'm going to carefully come over here. Just push that in like that. And we'll do the same thing on this side. There we go. And we're just going to push that in. And that will soak up the oils in that dark base just for a couple minutes. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. It appears as if I'm hanging out laundry on the rocks. So we'll take this off. Get it out and away. It's soaked up a little bit of that oil. There we go. And I'm even going to come back in here and really tap it. And go into your waterfall. There we go. Let's get a lot of that paint up. Back to this side. Oops. little more on this side. Again, I just do this because, just like Kevin Hill does, it does make your highlighting a little bit easier. Get that paint up. Okay, so I think I'm going to come in with a filbert brush to highlight these rocks. So for that, I'm going to use a little bit of this. I added some Van Dyke Brown and some dark sienna. So I'm going to go into some dark sienna. Actually, you know what? Scrap that. Let me clean my brush. Get that off of there. I'm going to use the Van Dyke Brown first. Mistake. Okay. So we're going to go into some Van Dyke Brown right here. Let's pick some of that up. And we're going to come up here and just start dragging a little bit of this color over top. We're going to add a couple colors here. So maybe there. Just a couple spots here and there. Okay, very good. Now, I'm going to wipe that brush. And then we're going to come back into some of that sienna. A little bit of the sienna on the brush. And we're going to kind of add a little bit of that color too. Just a little bit. Same thing here. It'll kind of disappear back there. Okay. Good. Now I'm going to wipe that brush. Paper towel. Get all of that off. And I think I'm going to come in here. Let's see how this looks. I'm going to come and pick up a little bit of this green to add a little bit. Let's kind of load that brush up a little bit. We're going to drag some highlights here. Right at the top. There we are. Some of the tip. So bright. Okay, we'll work our way down here. Turn my brush. Okay, and just kind of touch and drizzle some spots where the sun would catch. Or the light, I should say. Well, it would be sunlight. And as we get off here, we'll go a little lighter and darker down here. And on this side, we'll use just what's left because we don't want a lot here. This is, I'm just going to spill this. Maybe a little bit of this light comes out here. Maybe something like that. Let's see. I'll come back. Maybe tamp down some of these a little bit. Not much. Bring it down some of these just a little bit. Here. Good. And I might even come back with a little bit of that dark that we had and put a little more of that in certain spots just to darken up a couple of these spots. Definitely down here we want a little darker. So we'll knock a little bit of that highlight off. A little darker on this side. This should be dark over here. There. Okay. Pretty good with that. Oops. Darker down there. Okay, a little more subtle. That's good. Okay. Okay, and I think I need to I'm going to bring this bank up just a little bit. Or not bank, but this rock. I think we need to be higher here. So I'm just going to kind of add in some dark. Because this waterfall we don't want setting too low. So maybe this comes like this. And off to the side here. More to ground level. There we go. I like that much better. Okay, I'm going to wipe my brush. Okay, grab my little shop towel. Carefully dab up. Some of that. Okay, then go back into our highlight colors. I'm going to go with sienna. And we'll pull that down. Right here. A little less on this side. Okay. Good. Wipe my brush again. And go into some of that darker, well, not darker, but this little green color here that we had for the sky and such. And we'll just touch. Oops. Just to bring those two together. Oops, a little heavy. That's all right, maybe brown it just a bit. There we are. And then this will be dark back here. Okay. I like that. And I might even do that to the other side. Wipe my brush. Let's get a little bit of this dark. So maybe this is going to be a little higher here. Okay, something like this. And maybe goes right around that sun ray. We'll see. Bring that down. And just pull some of that color down. Okay, good. Then we'll go into that dark sienna. And we'll pull some of that down here. Leave your dark. Don't cover up all your dark. Okay, good. Then we'll go into some of that green and even make it a little darker. More sap green in that mix. We're just going to touch. That's a little heavy. Knock that down a little bit. With the sienna. Dark. Okay, good. And then here, this ray is hitting. Brighten that up just a touch. Oops. Black. Ooh, this darker color. Darken that down a wee bit. There we are. Okay. I think that's good. Step back. Always step back. All right. Yeah, I'm much happier with that. All right, very good. Add a little touch, just looking here. Excuse me. Maybe on this side. Oh, a little color right there. And okay, so we're going to mix up a little highlight color, and I'm going to move in here and start highlighting some of this foliage. I'm going to start on this side. So I got some cad yellow there, and I'm going to add some of the phthalo green to that. Oops, a little much. Don't need quite that much. Set this to the side. So we're going to take that and mix that up a little bit. Okay, and to that we will add some sap green. Good. I like that right there. Okay. All right, so that's going to be our little highlight color. All right, so for that, I'm going to use my Bob Ross half round. Haven't used this in a while, so I'm going to get some liquid white on the tips of the bristles. Oops. So I got a little liquid white here, and I'm just going to kind of plop it down on my palette next to that. Let me wipe my brush off as I got liquid white everywhere. Get it off the sides. Oops. Dip that a little too much. Okay. So we got our green mixture here. We got a little liquid white. And then what we're going to do is take the tip, the top corner. If you can see my angle here. See, we're going to go into this color. Just the top corner. I might need a little more paint. Okay, so I mixed up a little more paint. Did not have quite enough. So now what we're going to do is tap the top corner into that paint. Just the top corner. That's all we need. And then again, when you get the little bush in your paint, you should have that on the tips of the bristles. Okay? And now, just using that top corner, I'm going to come over here and start putting our bush in here. So this may be a small tree. So we're just going to touch the canvas. Just touch. See that? Touch. Come back to this side. Touch. Like that. Okay. Like that. Reload. A few more taps. And then maybe this little branch comes here. Something like that. Tap, tap, more paint, more color. Okay. Let's see, maybe here. More color. Something like that. Digging that. And we'll make this next one a little darker, just a little bit, by adding a little sap green. Maybe we'll come over here. He's going to be, it's too dark. Okay. Clear this little brighter right here. And darker on the back side. Okay, very good. All right. Then we can come back with our knife. Let me grab my knife. There's all that green on it, so we'll wipe that off. And then we can come in with a little bit of let me see here. Maybe we'll just take the knife. We'll scrape in a couple. Like that. Just very subtle. Okay. All right, now I'm going to grab my 1-inch. Okay, and we're going to go into, this is going to be all right, so got some liquid white on my, my 1-inch, and then we're going to tap, see that? Tap in there, just the top corner. And I like to splay the bristles out so that they kind of spread. One little of that yellow too. I'll lighten it up a little bit. Let's see what we got. So let's come down here. He lives there. And we'll add a little yellow. Maybe this guy is here. He comes down. He cuts him off a little bit. Back into the green. Let's go to this side. I'm going to add a little more phthalo green to my palette. Okay, so we added a little phthalo green to that. So it's got a little phthalo in there. Again, we're going to tap that. Spray the bristles out. And I'll come over here. Maybe this guy's up here. Something like there. Okay, keep moving. Jump to the other side. Comes down like that. Very good. We're going to add a little of that black to the green just to darken it a little bit. this off the canvas there. Same thing here. Side a little bit. And we're going over to this other side. And just putting some light, very subtle spots up here. And darker down here. Okay, good. And I'm going to do the same thing up on this side, just touching some very subtle. Just the top corner. Yeah, just some light plops, and it's very similar to the holes that we have here. Again, just the top corner. Just making a couple. Darker on the side. Okay, yeah, something like that. I like that. And I don't think I'm going to do much more to those trees. I think that's good. I like it. All right. Let's see. Now we're going to scrub in. And actually, it looks like we got some rocks and stuff down there, or just reflections. We're going to put in a little water line here. All right. And what we're going to do is take a little bit of, let me see, our liquid white. We're going to grab a little bit of this green, put it in our liquid white, and just mix that. Just get a little light green color. Kind of matches everything else that's going on. Okay, and then we're going to come in here and scrub in a couple water lines. When you're doing your water lines, make sure they're straight. And it can be difficult. You don't want them going this way. Even though we're going down, we keep them horizontal. So we're gonna cut this water line in here. Oops, a little thick. Get some of that off of there. Okay, so this will go back here and behind it there. Maybe it comes out here a little bit. Okay. Come around this edge and out. And over here, just using the heel of the knife really. A little bit of that color in there. It goes that way. And then here, it'll poke around to there, using pressure. Okay, and then maybe this right there comes back across. Okay, good. So it's a little bright. There's a rubber down. Just a wee bit. We don't want to cover up most of that stuff, so be very careful. Okie doke. I think that's good. So I think I'm going to sign this one. A liner brush. Fine point. Let's come in here. Maybe we'll sign it right here. There we go. JC. All right, so I might tinker with this a little more, maybe add a few little more details, but that's basically it. So that was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a blast, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care. All right, people, thank you so much. I hope you had fun, and I hope you learned something. As you notice at the end, I did add a few rocks in the bushy areas. So take note of that, and you can add whatever you'd like in there. So again, thanks for watching. Click my links below here, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and helps me to grow. Comment, like, and all that good stuff. So until next time, all the best, people.